Hey, what's up, guys? Toogie here, back again, and
let's do this!
I've been meaning to put that into a video of mine for a while, and I finally found the right reason. We are back! This is Rebuilding Hockey Town, and it is time to go through another off-season here with the Red Wings. Of course, after the disappointment of last year, without a doubt, there are no more excuses. We have to be a playoff team next year, and I'd say the odds of that happening are pretty damn good with the amount of players that are about to graduate from the AHL to the NHL. That includes Ian Scott, who has already jumped to an 84. You have Van Pottelberg and Joseph Woll, both at 83. So without a doubt, Sergei Bobrovsky is going to be traded. Now, I might wait until the start of the next offseason to do that. It really depends on the cap situation. Now, I am going to give Van Pottelberg the max deal. I am going to give him exactly what he wants because sometimes, you can offer players more term than what they want, and that's messed with player progression for me in the past. So we'll just offer him the two-way max, and for now, we're good. Bancroft and Streit will most likely be signed. Caffrey's going to be traded, and we'll see what becomes of Niemi, a 57 overall. Let's see. Daniel Brickley, Liljegren, Hronik. My God, Niemelainen's up to an 84. The changes in this episode are going to be absolutely insane. Now, again, as always, I completely forgot to open up the calculator app, but that is okay. Let's see what we can do here. Daniel Brickley, of course, looking for a big-time contract. I'm not all that concerned, though, considering we have $40 million in cap space. It shouldn't be. We really don't even have to do the 85% trick. We really don't have to. But, we might as well. Because we're going to have to, we are going to have to shell out quite a bit of money over this offseason and the next couple. So I don't want to, just give people a shitload of money now because that will come back to haunt us in the future. 2.6 mil for Liljegren over 3 years. That is a steal. And then Hronik, who is still listed. He actually dropped. He was listed as a depth defenseman. Now he's listed as a top 2 minor league defenseman. That is a little bit concerning. 2.275 for him. But he is looking for a one-way deal. So it'll be interesting to see how he develops. Sorry, Yarvi, also in 83. Oh my God. It's just a matter of who we're going to trade. Because there's going to be a lot of trades just from our defensemen alone. And the big question is, who do we get rid of and what do we get rid of them for? Do we go for draft picks or do we go for, other prospects? Do we trade these prospects for, NHL ready guys, at the moment? What do we do? There's so many options. I am going to re-sign Stevens and White, even though they haven't played too much. They should get the chance to play. The only guy here we'd potentially sign is Jonathan Smart, and that's not looking like it's going to happen. So, man, that's just defense. Martin Ferk needs a new deal. He started to turn it around towards the end of the season once we changed his player type, and that's going to be another big debate. What do we do with certain player types? Because that's, oh my God, so many decisions to make. But Andrei Svechnikov needs his entry-level deal, and we are good to go. And I completely forgot Joel David, of course. Not 20, though, and I can't remember where we drafted him out of. He's Canadian, though, so I'm going to guess we're not even going to bother. Radek Faksa needs a deal. Whether or not he sticks around, of course, the Jimmy Howard trade to Dallas worked out pretty damn well. Of course, Jimmy Howard already retired. We're going to go 3.1 for 3 seasons. Tyler Bertuzzi needs a new deal. Only looking for a 1-year deal, surprisingly. But Faksa, if he does stick around, ideally it would be to have him on the third line center spot. But we still have Dominic Turgeon and that might be his spot. I cannot wait to see what this team eventually looks like. I cannot wait. It's going to be so drastically different from what we have right now. Well, let's see. Turgeon, 2.25. Actually, 2.225 should be good enough for him. Andreas Athanasiou, I think, is the last guy we'll have to sign here, and he's not even looking for that much. You know what? I am going to be a bit of a douche here, though, and still do the trick to drop that a little bit. I'm surprised he's not looking for that much. A decent fourth liner for us. But there we go. We're still going to have so much money left over. So much money left over. It's going to be absolutely ridiculous. But Radek Faksa is back. Athanasiou, Ferk, Bertuzzi, Turgeon, Brickley, Sariarvi, Svechnikov, Hronik. Everybody has signed. Beautiful. So are we even going to be under 30? 27. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's honestly more than I thought we would spend before I started the episode. So UFAs were good. RFAs were good. Unsigned players, we don't have to worry yet. Perfect. Let's move on to the re-sign phase. We got through that quick and easy. Fantastic. I meant to go down to sim to free agency. We'll do that in 1 second. Thank you. There we go. Who's going to be on the free agent list? That's going to make this even more difficult. Do we trade? And actually, now that I think about it, trading Sergei Bobrovsky now will probably be the better decision in case there are prospects that we want to sign off the free agent list. But let's take a look. I have no idea who's going to be available. Taylor Hall and Joe Pavelski, but more importantly, Taylor Hall. Wow. All right. We are going to enter the Taylor Hall sweepstakes. No doubt about that. Pavelski, he's 35, so maybe like a one-year deal. Alex Radulov's available. Blake Wheeler is still there, and he's declined to an 87. And then I meant to use the other trigger to go to goaltending. Not that we need it. It's worth looking, though. Braden Holtby. Taylor Hall and Braden Holtby are both free agents. Zachary Fucale, also a free agent. He's an RFA, but not that we necessarily need him. But damn, wouldn't be a bad player to pick up. I wouldn't be surprised if he jumps to an 87 by the time the season rolls around. For prospects, we have Nilo Halonen, a fourth-round pick of the Flyers in 2018. We have some options. No doubt about that. So I think the first thing we should do here, the reason why I wanted to wait to trade Bobrovsky is because at the start of the season, we get to the preseason, we could double check to see what teams are really bad on paper. Goaltending is a really good way to do that. But I don't think we can afford to wait because we are going to have to clear some contract spots. I mean, no doubt Bobrovsky gets traded. For who, though, is the question. Because you look at this team, defense, do we really need to go out? I mean, Jesus, it's already said the Hronik's jumped to an 87. He just showed up as an 84. We simmed a week. He's an 87. So with these defensemen here, do we need to go out and get like an Erik Karlsson? Not that I want to get Erik Karlsson. We've already had him in a few series, and I do want to try and use some different players. But would we go out and get an elite defenseman, or do we just let these guys develop? Same thing with the forwards. I mean, top line, Hischier, Larkin. I mean, really, the top line, now that you think about it, could be Svechnikov, Hischier, Tippett. I mean, we do have room for Taylor Hall, at least. Man, this is tough. This is tough. All right, let's look here at who we can get rid of. Chartier, he's 24, still a decent player. He's out. We're absolutely trading him. We'll free up a contract spot there. Athanasiou can stay for now. Same with all of these guys. Okay, so far Chartier has to go. Probably just trade him for a draft pick. Anyone else really overaged? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Okay. And anybody here? We still have Tom Wilson, Ferk. All right, well, at least Chartier is going. I don't know who else, though. My God, the defensive depth is incredible. We could get rid of White and Stevens. Oh my God. I'm going to have to make a major decision here. There's no doubt about it. Let's just see, though. I wish I could see wins from last year. Let's go to Anaheim, see if they want Chartier. We can at least send him out west. They actually don't want to trade the picks. How about Arizona? Do you want to trade your picks? Yes, you do, but your second's already gone, and we might be able to snag a second-round pick. Calgary's expected to be champion. Okay. So let's see. Contender, hopeful, champion, rebuilder in New Jersey. All right, that works too. That does work too. Now, of course, that defined role could change. There's no way that's going to go through, of course. That defined role could change depending on who these teams sign. But overall, I'm not too concerned. I thought that might go through because they want to trade that pick. What if we give up a fifth? Close to fair value. I'll give up a fourth next year. Never mind. I already traded my fourths. Never mind. How about a sixth next year? Will that push this through? A third-round pick? Yes, it will. All right, cool. So we get a third-round pick. Oh, my God. What am I going to do here? What am I going to do here? Jump cuts would save this episode, but man, you already know by the length of the episode how long it's going to be. Of course, I have no idea as I'm saying this, but oh my God. So 1, 2, Dahlin could make the NHL. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so Matt Spencer, who was a great pickup for us. Even Cholowski has a lower value. Holy shit. This is rough. This is really tough, man. All right, who do we have for forwards that could potentially go? So Owen Lane might. Tom Wilson we could get rid of, but he's a good fourth-line guy. Shit. Oh, my God. Let me take a look. I didn't even take a look at prospects. Let me take a look at prospects here for each spot. Now, goaltending, we know Holtby's there. We know Fucale is there. And we could make a play for either of them. Although with Fucale, what would we have to give up? We wouldn't have to give up shit. It just depends on what Montreal's cap space situation is. Merzlikins is 26. You do have Holonen, fringe starter. And then from there, a bunch of high AHL starters. So we could. Holonen's the only guy that we'd go after who's a prospect, so to speak. Defensively, Ryan Murray's 26. Wow, was he a 77? Wow, he really declined. That has to be morale. Xavier Wallet is there. Go figure. Brady Shea up to an 83. Bendulis is 24 and just hasn't developed at all for the Caps. You do have medium top 6. Teams are interested in him. Bedrick Bolastic. Second-round pick of the Sharks. Aside from that, it's not looking too good. Vyacheslav Zubov could be picked up. I mean, there's nobody really ideal when you look at this list. Not even high 7th. Not even high 7th. Like, we could check out high AHL defensemen, but even then, is there anybody? And you got some 23-year-olds. And you have some 23-year-olds, depending on their overall, they could be half decent. You have Brandon Schuldaus. I thought it was Brent Schuldaus. I apologize. Can you tell I'm stalling? Can you tell I'm stalling? I'm trying to figure out my next move here. Trying to figure out my next move. So there aren't any can't-miss prospects. There are some players we could add to this team, no doubt about it. But we have to add Taylor Hall. We have to. And then from there, would I want to go out and just drop money on Pavelski, Radulov? Maybe not Pavelski. But, I mean, I don't know. How did Joe Pavelski do last year? I mean, he's 35 now. He still had a 56-point season. How's Radulov doing? He had a 69-point season. Nice. Oh, God. My main decision right now is, do I want to go after Braden Holtby? That is my main decision. I am going to trade Sergei Bobrovsky here. Let me take a look at our forwards. So these are our 12. We have up to 83s. Owen Tippett's an 84. Oh my god. We have a ton of 83s and 82s, players that could easily make the lineup. So I think Taylor Hall is really the only sure thing. I think we go for Taylor Hall and probably let other people walk. Defenseman, I think we just wait. We wait and see. And then goaltending, it's also a wait and see situation. Now, like I said, I can trade Bobrovsky. And look to sign Braden Holtby as well if I wanted to. I could very well do that. White and Stevens I don't want to trade because I expect that we're going to have to trade away a hell of a lot of higher overall players than them. So let's see. Morand. Could go with Morand. Owen Lane. Owen Lane I don't necessarily want to get rid of though because he went up in overall. Alright, my one concern with trading Bobrovsky is that it signs a player in the AHL. But we have to do it. Who to trade him for is the question. I don't necessarily care who needs goaltending. I mean, Anaheim could certainly use someone else to go in tandem with Gibson. And they could afford it. So Anaheim, do you have a prospect who is far away? Maybe not even signed. They have Cale Makar. He's right up there. All right, so they don't even have who I'm looking for anyway. They do have Jarrett. I'm going to say Tyska? I remember when he was in the draft, but even then, his value is nothing compared to Bobrovsky. Arizona, Bodie Wild. Cody Glass is there as well. Chikrin, not like we need him. Alright, Bodie Wild is up there, although I don't want to take back any salary. So let's keep looking. The Dallas Stars. How would you like another goalie from our team? And there's the type of player that I'm talking about. There he is, Stuart Pascale. First overall pick from the 2019 draft. We could also go after Joe Veleno. Dallas right now, a very interesting team. Let's take a look at the Minnesota Wild. And not quite. The only guy here I'd probably want is Eli Tolvanen. The 15th overall pick. And even then, I would rather go for the Dallas Stars options. Sergey, right now it's looking like you're going to Dallas. Provorov's up to an 89. Ryan McLeod, but not so much. And I'm alright too if we have to give up a draft pick with Bobrovsky to get somebody really high end, because we are going to be racking up draft picks here in this episode. We also have Tommy Hagman. Tommy Hagman, an option, unsigned as well. And that's the key. Tommy Hagman right now is the favorite for me. He's unsigned. That would free up a contract spot, and we could do some damage with that. So right now, Tommy Hagman from San Jose is looking like the favorite. And that's who we're going for. If this backfires, we'll go talk to Dallas. But Tommy Hagman, I think the value's in their favor a little bit. I am going to, for shits and giggles, just tack on a draft pick kind of as a safety net. It's not much, but I can use this to kind of tell where we are. And like I thought, they do want Bobrovsky. I am willing to give up this third. How close are we to making this happen is the question. I'm willing to give up our second round pick because I don't think it's going to be very good. I think we're going to be a good team and we're going to make the playoffs. I'm not even going to bother tacking on a draft pick because even then it's still not there. We're making this work though. I want Tommy Hagman. He's unsigned. It's a perfect fit for our team. I'm willing to give up our third round pick as well. Still no. Really? All right, you know what? First round pick. We're getting him. Tommy Hagman is our guy. I'll see if I can tack on just a couple of picks here. That's overboard, and there's probably no way it goes through. Very much so. Let's see. Still too far off, huh? How much is the third? Still too far off. Damn. Like, I know they don't want to trade him. That's going to be the major hang-up and why we're going to have to overspend here. But, like I said, I'm willing to do it. Man, they just low without having a pick on there. All right. Well, let's see. 7th round pick. Is that enough to put it over the edge? No, it's not. We'll bump that up to a 6th. Actually, yeah. Yeah, fuck it. We'll have both of them on there. Bobrovsky, a 1st, a 6th, and a 7th to San Jose for the 3rd overall pick in the 2020 draft. Tommy Hagman. Will that go through? No, it won't. Still a bit low. Damn, man. All right, 5th round pick next year. Will that go through? Still no. Damn. They really like that guy. That's unfortunate for them because they're giving him to me. Tommy Hagman has arrived. Sergei Bobrovsky is off to California. He didn't have the best season with us. But that's okay. Now, the big thing is we are going after Taylor Hall. And we are going to hand him a gigantic contract. I'm going to give him $1 million more per season than what he wants. 8.5 mil over 6 years for Taylor Hall. I'm almost tempted to offer even more. And you know what? I'm going to. 8.8. Why not? 8.8? I'm going the full 9. $9 million per season for Taylor Hall. I want him on this team, damn it. That might come back to bite me in the ass. That might. Because we might get into a cap crunch later on down the road where we have prospects that we might have trouble holding on to because of that. But for now, a lot of our players are signed on for cheap. We have $36 million in cap space. For now, we're okay. I do want to throw my name into the hat for Braden Holtby. Do I want to do that? I would have to get... Wow, I'd only have to give up a 3rd rounder for Fukale. Holy shit. Like, I know we already have Scott and Van Pottelberg and Joseph Wall. He's only a medium starter too, though. But do I go for Braden Holtby? Do we bring on the Holt Beast and have probably Scott be our backup? That's a tough one. You know what? I'm gonna wait. Let's sim just a day ahead. We'll see if Holtby starts getting offers. Basically, that's what I want to double check for. And if Taylor Hall answers first, that's cool. Now again, I'm already thinking I might regret offering him that money, but I really want to make sure Taylor Hall signs here. We need to make the playoffs. This season, fine. We can afford to miss. Next season, we cannot. We have to make it. So let's see here. It's only us and the Minnesota Wild in for Taylor Hall. Anybody in on Holtby? Yes, somebody's in on Braden Holtby. The Dallas Stars. Right. Well, they didn't get Bobrovsky. Do I want to go in for Braden Holtby? I might regret it. He's 30 now. He wants a contract till he's 37. Do I have faith in Ian Scott to progress enough to full starter? Yes, I do. We're going to hold off. We're not going for Braden Holtby. We're just going to see if we can escape with Taylor Hall. And we'll try to make the best of it. So let's see. Taylor Hall has signed, as you would hope, with the amount of money we just threw his way. We backed up the damn dump truck filled with cash, dropped it on his doorstep, and he has signed. Now, the question is, I think I have one contract spot left. I'm not going to use it, though. $27 million available. I am concerned about that. Definitely concerned about that. Do I want to sign anybody like a Steve Eminger type, maybe even an Andy Green? Do I want to sign one of these guys just because it might put us into quite a bit of cap trouble? You know, I'll wait. Fuck it, I'll wait. Let's move forward. Let's move forward and see what we're dealing with here. Of course, we have plenty of people under contract that shouldn't sign anybody at the AHL level. But more than likely, I'm going to have to do the 1-year max contract for a guy just so that we have some maneuverability. But, oh man, we trade Sergei Bobrovsky for a pretty top-notch prospect. We pass on Braden Holtby. We sign Taylor Hall for like a small country's worth of money. Oh boy, I'm going to regret that Taylor Hall deal. Worst comes to worst, we have to retain some salary. I mean, I can move that contract. Oh shit, it did sign. Ah, fuck. I forgot. I forgot to sign a goalie. Whatever. It only signed one goalie down at the AHL level. I forgot to sign a goalie, that's fine. Goalie, I don't necessarily care about having to go best lines. That's an easy fix. It's when you start having to change the defensemen and the forwards. That's when it's problematic. But for goaltending, not as big of a deal. So, I'm okay with that. Here we go. What are these overall numbers going to look like? Holy shit. I'm not even going to pay attention to this. I'm just going to go straight to goalie. Wall's an 85. Van Pottelberg's an 84. Ian Scott is also an 84. All three are listed as backups. And we're going to have to pick between Van Pottelberg and Joseph Wall. Or we trade both of them, go out and get a top-notch goalie, like Braden Holtby, for example, but then again, Ian Scott's going to be ready soon. So we have to decide between Wall and Van Pottelberg. I mean, Wall's a year younger. That's tough to say, man. That's tough to say. Van Pottelberg, did really well at the AHL level, struggled last year. Joseph Wall did pretty damn well at the AHL level last year, 48-16-0. Of course, he wouldn't have any ties. I don't know why that shows up. That's kind of weird. Let's look at defense. Darnell Nurse is an 88. Hronik is an 88. Spencer, Yarvi, Liljegren, and Brickley are 85s. Oh my god. And who's down in the system? Oh my god. Oh my god, this team. This fucking team. We're going to have to completely rebuild the AHL. Holy shit. Oh my god, this is absurd. This is absurd. We're going to have to pick. Rasmus Dahlin actually didn't make it as far up as I thought he would. He'll get a year down in the AHL. Same with Yoki Harju. But Connor Hall is ready. Luke Green, Haig, Niemelainen, Chalowski. They're all ready to go. This is fucking crazy. And then forwards, Larkin and Hall in 90s. Hishier's in 87. Mantha, Baptiste, 86. 85 for Faxa. Let's see, though, down in the system. 86 Tippett, 86 Dahlin. Oh, my God. This is insane. This is insane. And I have to figure this out. Look at these overalls, man. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. All right. All right. First things first. We need to go out and sign somebody to a max contract. Like I said, you saw that when I tried to send people down. We currently don't have that flexibility. I do want to check goaltending for shits and giggles. Fucale is still there. I imagine Holtby went to Dallas. So who are we going to sign? A veteran. Antoine Vermette's actually perfect at a 78 overall. Par Arlbrandt. 5'8". Good for you for having a career. Antoine Vermette, it is your lucky day, pal. It is your lucky day. Oh my God. All right, so we wait for Vermette to answer. He should be able to sign. We shouldn't have to worry about that. And actually, really quick, I should assign scouting while we're here. I should do that while we're here. get a head start on the WHL scouting. Oh boy. Jump cuts would be perfect, but fuck it. We're here, and we're doing this. Let's see. So for Mets, would you please accept? Antoine. Roster's full. Really? Is it? By the way, our AHL team has a higher rated offense right now. I just wanted to look at that. I thought we still had one spot. All right, yeah, we're at 48. Unless we have people down in junior? I don't think we have people down in junior. What the hell? I could have sworn because we traded Bobrovsky for a guy who wasn't signed that we were good to go. Well, fuck me. All right, how? All right, well, that means we're going to have to make a decision here pretty quick. Who do we keep? Who stays? Who goes? Do we go off of value, the name themselves? Dahlin, Nurse, Haig, Hronek, Liljegren, Niemelainen. They're the top 6 right now. And then we could get rid of, and I think that's probably the top 6 we should go with. Let me see. Top 6 defensemen. Top 4, top 6, top 4. Minor league, top 2 for Dahlin. All right, so Dahlin isn't here yet. I apologize for this background noise in advance. Breaking out the old pen and paper. So we need to figure this out. So, we can keep... Let me see here. So we have Darnell Nurse on the left-hand side. We have Haig on the left-hand side. Hronek as well. So Hronek and Nurse are both top 4 defensemen, which means Haig would be our third pairing guy. We have Liljegren. He is absolutely staying. Marcus Niemelainen. Green, Hall, Saariarvi are all 6th. So that means I'm going to keep Niemelainen and Saariarvi because they were here before. Which means Luke Green, Connor Hall, Brickley, Cholowski. Who do we get rid of, guys? You had to know when we signed Darnell Nurse that there was a chance Cholowski wouldn't stay, but Matt Spencer, Pionk. Oh my god. This is ridiculous. It has to be done, though. We knew this decision was going to be made. We've never had this big of a logjam, though, of NHL-ready players. So let's start making trades. We got a lot of work to do. So I do want to tack on these 2 guys to this first trade. And we're going to look to get rid of Pionk. And actually, now that I look, yeah, Pionk is top 6. We do have Dahlin and Yoki Harju as our top pairing at the AHL level. But yeah, Spencer, Cholowski, they're top 4. As is Brickley. Saariarvi is third pairing. Niemelainen could be third pairing. Liljegren is top 4. So it would be Niemelainen or Saariarvi that moved. And as it is, they might have to move in the future. So first up, it's going to be Pionk, Smart, and Ho. And hopefully there are teams that we can actually trade them to. That is another big concern for us right now, not being able to find trading partners. The Bruins might be able to make this work, which would be nice. If you don't like pick farming, shy away now, because it's going to happen. Apparently they don't want Edward Ho, whatever. Or they did want Edward Ho, whatever. Will this go through a first and a third? Nope, that's too much. We should be able to get the first round pick out of this, though. I hope. Maybe not, actually. The value bar is pretty, yeah, the value bar is actually kind of far off. Shit. Alright, are there any prospects forward-wise I can tack on here? Because I do want Boston's first. I'm going to tack on Creamer. It was nice knowing you, buddy. The Bruins are listed as hopefuls. So, tough to say. Tough to say. At this point, I'm not even focusing on how good the team is. We just have to get rid of people. Plain and simple. We have to get rid of people. So, we'll do what we have to do. Let's tack on Colorado's third. That went through Pionk and a bunch of other stuff off to Boston for their first round pick. That opens up space for us to go sign Antoine Vermette. That gives us a bit of wiggle room, which we desperately need right now. We desperately need that right now. Man, okay, so age, Antoine Vermette. Max contract for you, $16.5 million. Yeah, you go ahead and you consider your options, pal. You go right ahead and consider your options. I am handing you a severance package from the gods. And you are even... I mean, you made me wait a few days. Like, what's wrong with you? What is the matter with you? You should have jumped at the chance. Should have done a backflip for me. There we go. Okay, so we're looking all right. Now I can get this team set up the way I want it. Van Pottelberg versus Wall. Now, we do need to make a decision there, but that can wait until the end of the episode because I might be able to get your input. But, let's see. We got to send down Brickley. We got to send down Spencer. I can't select that many people, though. Niemelainen and Haig. Get the call up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Spencer goes down. That right there is your defensive core for this season. That's it. Cholowski, Spencer, Brickley, Green, Hall, they all have to go. They gots to go. And then forwards, I haven't even looked. I haven't even checked about forwards yet. It's been that crazy. So let's go best lines. Let's just figure out the defense first. And I could afford to maybe find some defensive prospects. We're going to need them. We're only going to have 2 lines worth of defensemen down in Grand Rapids at the moment. So, again, this team needs a lot of work. Normally, I would do the jump cuts, but I don't know, lately, man, like I've said, I've just enjoyed doing these series this way, having it be completely live. So we have White, and we have Stevens. White's a lefty, so is Stevens. Then we got Stevens. Beautiful. So we still need to sign 4 defensemen. Right. Alright, so Yoki Harju is there. Spencer! Buddy, the Tampa trade was amazing. And I wish I could keep you. But I can't. I can't do it. I'll package Ho with you. What's your name again? Edward. I thought it was Edwin. Edward Ho. Let's see. Where can we send you? And do you have any defensive prospects I would be interested in? Not, well, Manulin wouldn't be awful. But I can get somebody better. I could get somebody better. I could get Jarek Chayka. He's a minor league top 2, though, and that's Dahlin's spot, so never mind. Arizona's at 50. Do you have anybody I'd be interested in? You have Bodie Wild. I would be very interested in adding Bodie Wild to this team. Very much so. He would be competition for people for... Actually, man, that's probably too much. Yeah, it's going to be too much because of their situation. That's going to be a bit too much. It's just natural instinct to go straight for the, oh, this guy's amazing, let's get him. They do have Lance Delmas. Delmas? I'm going to say Delmas. Who would be a half-decent fit. I'd prefer if he were a right-handed shot. Actually, no, lefty works here. Lefty works. We need one more guy. So a left-handed player works out very well here. And let's see. They don't want to trade their second. But how about the next 2/3? And we'll pick Horde a little bit. Will that go through? No. I'm not surprised. The value is very much in our favor at the moment. Will that go through, though? No, it won't. Shit. Alright, so that 3rd round pick is just a bit too much, but let's pick Horde a little bit. Will that go through? Yes, it will. Matt Spencer is off to Arizona. And we bring in Delmas and some picks. Right, so we need 3 right-handed defensemen. And we are set. Of course, we still have quite a few players that we need to move out, but that's okay. And like I said, the draft pick situation, you can tell by the end of this, is going to be absolutely disgusting. So let's see who's up next. It is Cholowski. Cholowski, you were amazing for us in the Bruins series. And we might even be shipping you back to Boston here. I don't know. I need to take a look, and actually it is not looking like it. Sorry for you. Sorry for you. Helenius. Medium. Medium, though. Medium top 6 defenseman. Not ideal. I know his value's there. He is a right-handed player as well. Pushkarev. No, he doesn't fit. Helenius. 12th overall pick. Would be a decent fit. A little bit concerned about his potential, but we can make it work. And actually, I just realized, no, we don't. We're not trading you within the division. That's not happening. Now, we made a trade with Arizona. Let's look out west. Never mind. Glad I caught myself there. Let's look out west. We have Jake Paquette. You're a lefty, though, so I'm going to have to pass. Chicago, how would you like to add Dennis Cholowski? You apparently wouldn't. You don't have anybody I'm interested in. Colorado, though, how would you like to add Dennis Cholowski? And I do have Yamelin. Andre Yamelin, who, of course, we were looking at. They signed him to, and he's a right-handed shot. Perfect. He is a perfect fit for this team. And it might even be 1-for-1 trade here from the looks of it. I'll tack on a 4th just as a safety net. Value's too far off. Straight up. Straight up went through. You know what? I'm all right with it. A lot of people are going to be like, are you fucking kidding me? That's all you got for him. It had to be done. It had to be done, and we get a prospect who can get some ice time, most likely down at the AHL level, depending on who else we get. Depending on who else we get. Because you guys saw 90% of our defense is being moved out here. That's an honest, a bit too high of a number, honestly. But we need to rebuild the AHL now that we know who our top-end prospects are. So we have Stevens, White, Delmas, Daniel Brickley is up next. Dallas most likely won't be able to afford him. They do have the Champions tag now as well. They do have, nope. Not even going to try to pronounce your name because I'm not getting you on my team. Edmonton. Ed Money. What do you say? Lyle might not be terrible. Brady Lyle. He is a right-handed shot, too. He is a right-handed shot. Probably not the ideal defenseman, but he is an option. Let's take a look elsewhere, though. Let's take a look elsewhere. We also have Perry, who's a lefty. Shit. Minnesota. Do you have anybody? You have Chris Shore, Sean Cummins, Benjamin DeMello. That value is pretty low, though. Eunice Brodin, not too happy in Minnesota. Disappointing for them. Jack Dougherty is 24. We'll pass, but we will go down to Jenkins here. Reginald Jenkins, he's a lefty as well. So right now, Brady Lyle is looking like the best option. We still need 2 more right-handed defensemen in this system. And Brady Lyle is looking like he's going to be one of them. Martin Feherivari is a lefty. Shit. Now, we can get lefties, worst comes to worst. But I would prefer to have, lefties and righties and have a good balance for the team. And nobody on St. Louis. Nobody on St. Louis. Vancouver, can you be my saving grace? Probably not. And actually, we don't even know if we're going to be able to afford to get Brady Lyle because of the cap situation. Hoffenmeyer's a lefty. I think we're pretty much screwed as far as Western Conference teams here. I will go talk to Edmonton about Brady Lyle. Yeah, all right. Let's go talk to Edmonton about Brady Lyle, and then we're going to have to start talking to Eastern Conference teams. Of course, we'll look at the Metro first. But Brady Lyle, they would be over the cap. All right. So let's start looking at Eastern Conference teams that could actually afford him. If anybody can. If anybody can. And it's not looking too good. Oh shit. This is a problem we knew was going to come up. The Islanders might be my best bet. They might be my best bet. Do they have anybody? They have Evan Bouchard. I don't know if he's a righty. He is. Praise the Lord. And yes, there we go. We should be able to make this work. We should be able to make this work. We did use Evan Bouchard in the Bruins series, I believe. But let's see what we can do here. Now, they didn't say anything yet about cap, which I'm good with. I'm going to pick Horde here, just in case, and we'll start taking the picks off. Let's see. Can we get this to work? 4th round pick is still too much. A 1-for-1 might not even go through now that I look at it, but we're going to keep trying. We're going to keep trying. I thought that was going to go through. There was a slight pause there. Sweeten it just a touch. You know what? We'll take that 5th. And in return, let's tack on our 7th. Will this go through? No, it won't. Let's scroll down. We have no picks next year at all. But this is going to continue to be the trend as we continue to rebuild. We'll give up Arizona's 6th. Will that go through? It should. And it does. Daniel Brickley off to the island. Or to Brooklyn, technically. Who knows? Maybe by this point they moved back to Long Island near that track that they're talking about. But Evan Bouchard is here. And we are making some progress. We still have to figure out the forwards. And I'm going to keep this entire fucking video live. I don't give 2 fucks. I don't care. Why not? Let's fucking go, right? Let's go. Now, apparently we'd be under the cap there. I was worried about that. But that's okay. That's okay. I should be able to make this next trade for just a player? Actually, what's my current spot? 48. And last time it said 48, I wasn't in a good spot. So let's take a look. Is there anybody else still? Oh yeah, we still have Green and Hall. Damn. Damn. All right. Actually, Niemelainen was right-handed, wasn't he? No, he's left-handed. Luke Green, actually. I could go with Luke Green over Niemelainen. And then Sarjärvi was a righty. He has a little bit less value than Hall and Green. Huh. I might keep Luke Green instead of Marcus Niemelainen. Niemelainen of 6'6", 205. Damn. I mean, I could keep any of the 3, and we'd be in a good spot. Luke Green, of course, played on the NHL roster last year, looking like a very well-rounded player. His shot is ridiculous, 99 wrist shot power. He's just not a physical player. In fairness, neither is Niemelainen. He's a good skater, but you look at those stats, aside from defense, I don't know. Yeah, I think Niemelainen might go here. So Niemelainen and Hall, I think, are on their way out. So Hall, can we trade you to not a Western, but to an Eastern team in the Metro? That is the question. Brent Perron, right there, 7th overall pick. Medium top 6, though. Now, Connor Hall is worth quite a bit. So I do want to make sure we get our money's worth here. It's not going to happen with the Senators. How about the Flyers? Sens I wouldn't necessarily want to trade him to anyway. Now, actually, in saying that, I guess the next guy that we attempt to trade will be for the just for the draft pick. Pittsburgh. Damn. Can we trade him to Pittsburgh straight up? Can they afford to do that? We might. I know the bar's still red. Well, let's try here. We have to trade one of these defensemen for just picks. It has to happen because we got to free up space to sign yet another player to one of those type of deals. The close to max contract. We won't be able to do another max contract. But let's see here. If I do the third as well this year, will that go through? No. Would that go through? Yes, it will. All right, Connor Hall off to Pittsburgh for a first and second round pick. All right. Connor Hall. I was happy to trade for him, but it just didn't work out. It just didn't work out. So we need another veteran to sign. For that reason, it'll be a defenseman. Just, to have a forward and a defenseman. They'll be the depth players, and it's looking like it'll probably be Braden Coburn, because he's at least still somewhat of a decent player. I mean, at least better than Andy Green. Now, we can't offer him the full max deal, but we can go down, we'll go down to 15 mil even. Braden Coburn and Antoine Vermette, deals of the century. Again, I mentioned with the Taylor Hall trade, we wouldn't feel the effects of that contract immediately. It would take a while. I mean, as you can tell right now, it's not a concern. If anything, we need to keep signing these players to make this work, to make this team work. But let's see here. We still need to trade Niemelainen, and then that's the defense sorted out. We still haven't figured out the offense. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So we have Nurse, Haig, Hronik, Niemelainen needs to go. And then he is the last one. He is the last one that we need to trade. And then we're good. We have Stevens. We have White. We have Delmas, Yokiharu, Bouchard, Yamelin, Arvi up top, Luke Green. Yep, Niemelainen is the last one that needs to go. And we need to pick up a right-handed defenseman to do it. Unfortunately, Jarrett Teiska is not the guy for that. Carolina. Do the Hurricanes have anybody? Boy, do they in Quentin Hughes. Is he a right-handed shot? He's not. He's an offensive defenseman, so it wouldn't matter too much, but I'm going to pass. What other options here? Columbus, I don't know if they could afford him. They don't have anybody that I'd want to begin with. Florida, of course, an Atlantic team, but at this point, my options are running a little bit low. Although, they did have this prospect, Yassine. He is technically under contract, though. He's not unsigned. Damn it. For a second, I thought he was unsigned. That would have been extremely helpful. New Jersey. Do you have anybody? No, you don't. The Devils are still a bit of a mess. So we know the Rangers had somebody that we could use. And we might have to rely on the Rangers here to make something happen. I can't even remember the name of the prospect that they had, but it's looking like them or the Sabres. I mean, I could trade Niemelainen just for picks and then pick up whoever, off free agency. I could absolutely do that, but I would admittingly prefer to get somebody else. There's Rollo. Yeah, Sylvain Rollo, apparently. The lefty. Shit. Actually, hold on. There was medium top four there, wasn't there? He's 19. Vorobiev. Lefty. Shit. All right. I'm going to look at Buffalo one more time because I could have sworn they had somebody. They had Helenius. We'll go for him over the guy on the Rangers. Not the smartest. Never mind. Nah, I got to go Rangers. He's not the guy I'd prefer to have. Actually, no, wait. It wasn't Rangers I was thinking of. Who the fuck was I thinking of? I already got the guy from the Rangers. Who was I thinking of? I could have sworn there was another team. Fuck it. Buffalo, whatever. We'll trade Niemelainen within the division. Screw it. Helenius, and we will... Actually, you know what? In saying that, who can afford him? Vancouver, can you take just picks? I'll find somebody off the free agent list. Perfect. That works. That works. This is a much better decision. I'm, in a way, I'm like rushing myself to get this done. That's not the right move. I should just take my time, think things out, and make smarter moves like this one. They still didn't accept that, though. I'm a little bit surprised by that. Do we have any other AHL players? There is that one goalie that we're definitely not signing. The low starter, Caffrey. I know he has decent value, but still, I don't plan on signing him. Let's go back. I mean, as it is, he's never going to match the other goalies that we already have. Will that go through? No, it won't. I'm determined to make this work. I'm going to get these decent picks from Vancouver. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of how long they make us wait to accomplish that. And we actually don't have any forwards that are worth trading. I mean, there are, but better yet to just hold on to them. Will this go through? No, it won't. I'm going to have to take off that third. Vancouver, that's a small victory for you. Congratulations. Will this go through? No, it won't. How about this? No. How about this? All right, Vancouver, you're really shafting me here. That value is very much in your favor. That value is very much in your favor. Come on now. Just accept it. Vancouver, you're about to lose him. You're about to lose him. Yep, you lost him. Fuck you, Jim Benning. Fuck you, buddy. Not gonna sit here and fuck around. I got shit to do. Let's see, who can take contracts? The Florida Panthers. They don't have a first-round pick this year. Shit. Edmonton are listed as champions. How the hell are the Avalanche listed as champions? What the hell? Carolina. Carolina, what do you say here? Just for a shitload of draft picks. Nope. Alright, well, that values. What the fuck? How is Niemelainen not worth more? There we go. You know what? I don't care. I don't care. See, oh, now it's a gift horse. Fuck it. Whatever. Niemelainen, Caffrey, and a third off to Carolina for a first and a second. At this point, I just wanted to get rid of them. I just wanted to get rid of them. So let's see here. We need to send down Bouchard and Delmas. Call up Luke Green. To Coburn's actually an 80. Go figure. Braden Coburn actually an 80 overall. We'll keep him there. So we have Dahlin. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Of course, we need that one extra defenseman. And we are good to go as we are approaching the goddamn hour mark. If you guys are still with me, you know I appreciate you. You know I appreciate you. Why I decided this video was going to be an hour plus, I have no idea. I didn't expect it. We made really good time, too, getting through the re-sign phase. And then, my God, this video turned into a marathon. But, hey, like I said, I enjoy making videos this way. It's fun for me, and I hope it has been fun for you. But let's see here. Do we want to aim for a prospect or just the best player available? I'm going to go best player available that will accept a two-way deal. That might be Matt Finn. Is he a righty? No. Ryan Rehill is. Dylan Simpson, Cody Golubev, Zach Redmond, Jamie McBain, Frankie Corrado. I think it's going to be Rehill. Ryan Rehill. Not the best offensively, but he is a shutdown defenseman that could be with not with Jonathan Dahlin, Rasmus Dahlin on the top line. He never signed an entry-level deal. So he is out. Redmond is a shutdown defenseman. Jamie McBain is a bit more well-balanced. He was a righty, wasn't he? Yeah, perfect. Jamie McBain, come on down. We'll sign you to a 1-year deal, and he will round out our defense. Perfect. And we figure out the forwards, of course, which shouldn't be as difficult. We won't have as many players to get rid of. And the goaltending is still, I think I'm kind of positioning this in a way that you guys will decide between Wall and Van Pottelberg. We'll see. It might not work out that way. There's a chance that something could happen here at the end of the episode, and I'm going to have to make that call myself. But I would like for it to be your decision, but we'll see. We'll see. I need to make sure, that forward-wise, everything works out. So Jamie McBain down in the AHL. Perfect. Let's figure out the forwards. Now, that right there is our top 12 currently, and okay. So Tippett, Dahlin, Radish pretty much have to be called up. Let me look here. Athanasiou is still listed as a depth forward, which is very surprising with him being an 84. But you have Tippett, you have Dahlin, who's listed as a second liner. And then from there, Giovanni Smith is the only other one that has to be called up. Everyone else, despite being high overall, can still stay down. So let's figure this out. So top line center, we have Dylan Larkin. Of course, we have Taylor Hall now on his left. Beautiful. Nico Hischier, still going to keep him as a left wing most likely. I could move him to center. We have Baptiste, who probably isn't going anywhere. Of course, we still have Anthony Mantha. Just trying to get a depth chart listed out here, just so that I can really focus in on who we have and who it would make sense to get rid of. Tom Wilson on the fourth line. Still not a bad player, and I still wouldn't mind having him. On the fourth line, Martin Ferk is probably going to go here, if I have to be honest. Just seems like the right time for him to go. Svechnikov, probably in a tough spot here. So wait, it was just Athanasiou. Okay. And then we have Tippett. Owen Tippett. Right. So let's put Mantha back on the left-hand side. Jonathan Dahlin. And Radish is also a right-handed shot, and that pretty much seals the departure of Martin Ferk. And then Smith is also a lefty. All right. So, we need to decide. The fourth line is probably going to be Smith, Athanasiou, and Tom Wilson. That's looking like our fourth line at the moment. And again, this is why I would normally do jump cuts to sort this out, but I'll do it on the fly. That is looking like our fourth line. Third line, so many players of that caliber. We are going to get players, though, of the proper caliber into their right spot. So we do have Taylor Hall as the top line guy. Larkin's listed as a first line guy. He'll be there as well. You have Hischier, absolutely on the second line. Same as Mantha. So we have Nico. We have Dahlin, was also a second line guy. And we have Mantha. Right. So then third line guys, that's where it gets a little bit tough. So hold on. Mantha, Hall, Hischier, Dahlin, and Larkin. So, third line center. Is it going to be Turgeon or Faxa? That's what it comes down to. And then third line left wing, it's Bertuzzi or Svechnikov. That is what it comes down to, as I dropped my pen, so if the volume changed, I do apologize. So that is the current situation. It's Turgeon versus Faxa, Bertuzzi against Svechnikov. And then we still have a bit of a battle here for that third line right wing spot as well. I mean, Owen Tippett's in. Owen Tippett is going to be in on the right-hand side, which means Baptiste, Ferk, and Radish. Dominic Turgeon's still here. Most likely. I mean, it's Bertuzzi against Svechnikov, Faxa versus Turgeon, Baptiste, Ferk, Radish for the right-hand spot. We have 7 guys to choose from. 4 of them have to go. And that is the decision we have to make here. Evgeny Svechnikov still has extremely good value, so he's staying, which means Tyler Bertuzzi is out. Svechnikov stays. Tyler Bertuzzi, looking like the odd man out there. Baptiste still has good value, as does Radish. Radish looks like he's a step below. He's two overall points worse, but he's 3 years younger. And then from there, you have Turgeon. Even further down is Radek Faksa. Same overall. It's got to be Turgeon. It's got to be Turgeon. Which means Radek Faksa looking like he's going. Looking like Tyler Bertuzzi is going. Then Baptiste, Furk, or Radish. Furk is absolutely gone. Baptiste or Radish. That is who it comes down to. They look just about dead even in value to me. Maybe slightly lower value for Radish. But Baptiste is an incredibly well-rounded player. Radish is a more offensive player, clearly, who could probably be switched to a playmaker, but he's not bad defensively either. He's still well-rounded, a little bit more of an offensive upside than Baptiste, who, in fairness, I mean, he had 39 points. That's probably his cap. Like, he is probably, at best, a 40-point getter. But you look at Taylor Radish last year, he had 60 points in the AHL, and he would be on a line with Svechnikov and Turgeon. Turgeon, definitely a more defensive player. Definitely a more defensive player. I mean, in fairness, if we wanted a bit more... Alright, this is the decision. And again, I might have to stop. I might have to leave this up to you guys. If we wanted more offense, it would be if we wanted more offense, Svechnikov staying. Tyler Bertuzzi is gone. If we wanted more offense, it would be Faksa over Turgeon and Radish over Baptiste. But if we wanted that third line to be more of a shutdown line, it would be Turgeon and Baptiste over Radish. Regardless, Bertuzzi and Furk are gone. So I'm going to trade them right now. And again, I'm still setting you guys up here in a situation where you're going to be the decision maker, which is what I wanted. But let's see here. Hopeful. I'm looking at the status of each team. New Jersey's a rebuilder. New Jersey is a rebuilder. Do they still have picks? Like, they don't even have, they have Velarde and Wayne Simmons. Aside from that, they're struggling. Can we get there first? They'd have more than 45 skid. I didn't even look at that. Didn't even look. There's only two. Nope, there are three rebuilders, but I don't want these picks back. So, Winnipeg. Well, I don't want players back. I want picks back. Winnipeg, we should be able to get that first. It's a shame Bertuzzi, has been a good foot soldier for us on the third and fourth line. Very solid player. But you talk about who's on the left right now. Hall. It was Hall or Bertuzzi. We made the right choice in signing Taylor Hall. And I'd prefer to have Giovanni Smith on that fourth line to see what he can become. And actually, I didn't even look at Smith's value, which would probably be the smart thing to do. I imagine it's higher. Yeah, it is. It's in Radish, Baptiste, Formenton levels. Will that go through? No, it won't. I still say we have a chance, potentially, to tack on some bits here. Let's take a look. Will this work? Nope, value's not there whatsoever. Okay, I'm being a bit too stingy here. That second round pick is what is really throwing it over. But let's see. Will this work? No. I think I can get that third, though. I should be able to get that third rounder. I don't think that's asking for too much. Let me see here if we can rob Winnipeg of a lot of picks. In fairness, they are getting 2 NHL level players back if this goes through. Apparently, it's not going to, though. I mean, realism's out the door already, isn't it? So, not like it was ever on the table. It is what it is. This is what the modes always... that's what I told you guys. This mode would eventually be. There would be an episode like this in this series where it's just insane. Apparently I already offered that. Will that go through? No. Will that go through straight up? Nope. Close to fair value, though. All right. Let's tack on the Islanders' 5th. Will that go through? No. And apparently it's even further off somehow. 4th round pick. Will that go through? Yes, it will. Bertuzzi and Ferk off to Winnipeg. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. And like I said, that should still, yeah, you guys are going to be able to help me out here from the looks of it. From the looks of it. So Tippett, Dolan, and Smith. Guaranteed call-ups here. Guaranteed call-ups. And actually, you know, I can call up Radish too for the moment. And then that way I can take a look at the AHL roster. Which, let me look here really quick. We do have more than 12 players signed, which is beautiful for the moment. Alright. So, actually, you know what? I want to play it safe. Let me send them back down really quick. It shouldn't be affected by morale. I just want to make sure that on the AHL level it doesn't sign anybody for me. Because I did notice Antoine Vermette down there, who of course we're going to call up. I could leave him down, but I'd rather have him as a depth player in case of injury during the regular season. So if we go best lines, we have, let me see here. So for left wings, we have Owen Lane. We have Giovanni Smith is not one of them. We have Twarniski. Neither of them can play center, too. I have to keep note of that. We have Riley Tufte, who's up to an 83. Someone we have used in past series. We might get rid of him before we can use him. Elnewick's up to an 83. Goddamn. Elnewick's up to an 83. We have Kopaka, who could technically be a center if needed. Which I'll keep that marked down, and that's it for lefties. We have Robert Thomas, who is definitely a right wing. We have Kaylor Yamamoto. Alright. It's looking good. We have Antoine doesn't count. We have Antoine Morand, though. He definitely counts. We have Will Bitton, who can be viewed as a center, of course. Elias Pettersson. God damn, this team's looking good too, aren't they? And that's it for the centers. And then right wings, we have Andrei Svechnikov. He's going to be at the NHL level before we know it. Radish doesn't count. Cole Lind does. So that means I still need to sign 3 depth forwards, which we should, or at least 2 other depth forwards, which, hey, guess what? That happens once I get feedback from you guys. So I'd say at least 2 depth forwards, and then I'll still have to figure out the goaltending situation. So guys, this episode's coming to a close. But this team is very obviously not set in stone, and I want your help. So, using the icon in the top right-hand corner, you're going to help me. Your first decision: what do we do with our third line? Do we have a more offensive approach, which means keeping Radek Faksa and Taylor Radish? Do we have a more defensive approach, which means Dominic Turgeon or Nicholas Baptiste? Let me know down in the comments below. And actually, I might even put this in a poll option. Should we just go with Turgeon and Radish? That's the big problem, is there could be any different combination. Now let me know in the comments as well if you think we should mix and match And if you see somebody, like down in the comments, you could say, keep Turgeon, but also go with Taylor Radish, because of course Evgeny Svechnikov is also going to be on that left-hand line, or that third line left wing spot. Let me know down in the comments below what you think. And again, if you see a comment that you agree with, make sure to like that comment so I know that is a common theme. And you could still leave your own comment. But if you see someone else saying the same thing you are, make sure to give that a thumbs up. What should we do with that third line? Faxa, Turgeon, Baptiste, Radish. 2 out of 4. That's all we can afford to keep. And then we have the goaltending. And before I say that, there might be some people who are like, oh no, get rid of Giovanni Smith and get rid of Tom Wilson and then you can keep... No, I'm not doing that. My mind's made up on that fourth line. It is going to be Smith, Athanasiou, and Tom Wilson. That is it. Your decision is of the 4 players that I mentioned, Faxa, Turgeon, Baptiste, Radish. Let me know. Of course, your other decision is the goaltending. Ian Scott is obviously here and probably our starter. I say probably because your first poll related to goalies is, should Ian Scott be the starter? If yes, he's the starter. If no, I will go out using probably one of my 4 first-round picks to go out and get a goalie, say 88 overall plus, an elite goalie who only has 1, maybe 2 years left on his deal. That way we can move him out after this season. And Scott, by next season, should be 86, 87 overall and be ready to go. Your second question, you knew it was coming. Joseph Woll or Joran van Pottelberg. Who stays, who goes? Now, of course, if you guys say that Ian Scott should be the starter, this poll is relevant. If you say no, and we go out and get an elite goalie, both of them go. So this second poll, Woll or Van Pottelberg, is based upon whether or not Ian Scott is the starter, but of course your opinion is still very much needed. Joseph Woll is a year younger and has a little bit better trade value, had a monster, a dynamite year down in the AHL. Joran Van Pottelberg, a 4th round pick of the Red Wings, did fairly well for us. Does he deserve a second chance? That is up to you. Guys, the ball's in your court. I need to know, what's our third line going to be? And what's our goaltending situation look like? And to start the next episode, we will make those changes. We'll probably also look to sim at least a month into the new season. But once we have those decisions made, I can finish out the AHL roster. Although it is looking like I could probably sign some people now. But I'm going to wait. I am going to wait until we are completely good to go. So guys, for now, I hope this marathon was worth it to you. I had a hell of a lot of fun. It's been almost an hour and 20 minutes or whatever the hell it's been. I had a blast making this episode, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I love the team building process, and this was pretty damn insane. And like I said, I'm looking forward to having your input as well. I'm intrigued to see what people think of some of my decisions. Going with Luke Green over Nemo Leinen, going with trading Dennis Cholowski. That might not be the most popular decision, but I do think our defense is absolutely absurd right now. Absolutely absurd. No doubt about that. And actually, the defense would shape up more like this with Hagen, Green, Hronik, Saarijarvi, Nurse, and Liljegren. That's a damn fine defense, I have to say, with a hell of a lot of potential. The oldest guy is 25 years old, that being Darnell Nurse. Guys, I'm not going to waste any more of your time. I'm still hyped up because I want to know what this team's going to be. But the rest is up to you. If you have enjoyed this video, of course, make sure to hit that like button. Help support me and my channel. If you're new around here, holy shit, if you're listening to me right now and you're new around here, but welcome aboard. Videos of this length aren't the normal, aren't the norm, the normal thing for me to do, but they do happen from time to time. Normally it's when it's a fantasy draft, but a little bit different circumstances today. And, oh man. Oh man. So subscribe if you haven't already for more content like this. I hate that word content. I really do. I really, really do. And to the guy, you know who you are. You hit me up on Twitter. You hit me up on Twitter saying, hey, I just had surgery. Can you can you keep it up with the franchise modes? Well, hopefully this near 90-minute franchise mode is making your day a little bit easier. Just wanted to end on that note. Guys, thank you again so much for watching, and I will catch you next time.